Well, hello and good morning from Much Wenlock. It's Mr. Duncan here in England, live at 11:35 on Tuesday morning. And I'm now live in the centre of Much Wenlock. This is the place where I live. Lots of people are always interested. They really want to see where I live. So today I thought we would do something special. We are doing a live broadcast from the centre of Much Wenlock. And as you can see, there is lots of activity here today because people are clearing away the snow. There is a lot of activity taking place right here in the centre of Much Wenlock. And I'm standing just underneath the old clock in Much Wenlock. And as you can see, even the clock is covered with snow. Lots of old buildings here. Look, there is the museum. Isn't that a lovely place? Can you see the lorry going past there? It's having a little bit of difficulty getting down the road because the roads are covered with snow. So, I hope you are okay, and I hope you are enjoying this very unusual live stream. I'm now standing at the bottom of the high street here in Much Wenlock, and if we take a look up the high street, look at that, lots of activity today. People out doing their shopping, lots of people coming out. Some people are helping others to clear away the snow, just like I was the other day. So lots of lorries, lots of vehicles slowly making their way through the centre of Much Wenlock. Oh my goodness, careful how you go. We don't want any accidents. Just in case you've joined me just now, it's Mr. Duncan live in Much Wenlock, and you can see there is a lot of activity here at the moment. We have had so much snow over the past few days, and you can see lots of vehicles making their way through the centre of Much Wenlock. I am now standing right in the centre of the town in which I live, and look at that, isn't that beautiful? Look at that beautiful sight. It really does look very scenic today. I hope you can see me okay, and I hope you can hear me okay. If you can see me and you can hear me, please let me know. Please say, Mr. Duncan, we can see you and we can hear you as well. So let's have another look up the high street. So there it is, a live view right at this very moment. Tuesday morning, it's around about 11:40. Thank you for your messages. I can't read everyone's messages because I'm outside at the moment in the freezing cold weather. Let's move a little bit further down. I will give you another view. Look at all of the people. Can you see the people? Very busy. They are clearing the snow. And you can see on the roads there is still a lot of snow lying on the road. So just in case you haven't yet realised, we have had a lot of snow here in the UK. A lot of snow indeed. So this is live, by the way. It's Tuesday morning. Some people are asking, is this live? Yes, it is. I'm now live in the place where I live. This is Much Wenlock in Shropshire. And I'm standing right underneath the old clock. There it is, look, can you see the old clock? This clock has been here for a very long time. Many, many years. So the clock is almost hidden from view because there is so much snow around. And if you look down this road, you can see the church in the distance and also the old Guild Hall as well. So that particular building there is the Guild Hall. Yes, this is a typical small English town, I suppose. Just to be fair, yes, it is quite small, although I always think that Much Wenlock is very similar to a village. It doesn't actually feel like a town. It actually feels a little bit like a village. And there is the Spar shop. That is the local shop here in Much Wenlock. And I quite often go in there to buy my sweets, my chocolates, and other things as well. Most of my purchases in here are food related. Now I'm just going to avoid being run over. It's very, very busy here today. How many people live in Much Wenlock? That's a very good question. It isn't many. I think it's only a few thousand, maybe 5,000, 4,000 apparently. I've just been told by a passerby using sign language that there are 4,000 people living in Much Wenlock. And I am one of them. So this is a live stream from the centre of Much Wenlock, and it's Mr. Duncan live on YouTube. I hope you are enjoying the view. It looks very, very Christmassy. And of course, Christmas is on the way. Christmas is on the way. We are just 2 weeks away from Christmas. So not long now before Christmas arrives. So Much Wenlock is actually a town. It's not a city and it's not a village. It is in fact a town. Although, as I said earlier, I always think Much Wenlock is like a village because it's very small. Only 4,000 people live here. Oh look, that van has returned. He's back again. Hello there. I wonder where he's going now. Oh, it looks like he's making a delivery. He's in a hurry. Can you see? This man is in a hurry. He's in a big hurry. I think he probably has lots of deliveries to make today. Look at that. So there is a little bit of information about the place where I am now. We are in Much Wenlock, and this place is very famous for being the inspiration of the modern Olympic Games. So if we look very carefully, you can see, hopefully you can see, some information. So Much Wenlock has a long history dating back before 680 AD, when an abbey was founded, and later it was rebuilt as Wenlock Priory. Wenlock Priory is just around the corner from where I'm standing now, and there it is, a little map of Much Wenlock, so you can see where we are at the moment. And we are right in the centre. In fact, we are just across from the main square in Much Wenlock. And I'm also standing right outside the museum. Just as an interesting bit of information, this museum used to be the local cinema. Can you believe that? So this actually used to be the place where people came to watch movies many, many years ago. But nowadays it is used as a museum. Sadly, at the moment it's closed, so we can't go in. Thank you for your messages. I'm sorry if I don't reply straight away to you, but unfortunately I am standing outside in the freezing cold, and that's the reason why I won't be talking to people directly. So I do apologize for that. So here we are in the main square of Much Wenlock. I hope you can see me and I hope you can hear me, because to be honest, the phone signal here is not very good. So I hope you can see and I hope you can hear me. Thank you for your messages. I do apologize for not replying to you straight away, but I am a little bit busy here. Besides operating the camera, I also have to make sure that I don't get run over by any cars. So let's have a little walk up the high street. I hope the signal doesn't disappear. So this is the main high street in Much Wenlock. It looks very sleepy. It looks very beautiful and serene, especially in these conditions because of all the snow on the ground. It looks very scenic. It looks almost like a Christmas card. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. There's still a lot of snow on the ground here because we have had a lot of snow here in the UK over the past couple of days. We had a lot of snow on Friday, and then we had a load of snow on Sunday as well. Maybe you saw me in the garden on Sunday morning broadcasting live in the snow. I almost got frostbite from standing outside. So, for all those who are interested in the place in which I live, here it is. This is it. This is Much Wenlock. And it's Tuesday morning. We are now live. It is around about 11:45, Tuesday, the 12th of December. Just 2 weeks to go before Christmas arrives. Oh, look, there's some people gathering their Christmas tree. Isn't that lovely? Oh, I feel very Christmassy now. I feel as if Christmas is really on the way. As soon as you see people carrying around Christmas trees, you really do know that Christmas is approaching. I'm getting very excited, actually, to be honest with you. So what are you getting for Christmas? Are you having something nice? What will Santa Claus bring you this year? There is the local pub. Of course, I never go in there because I don't drink. And looking back down towards the main square, there aren't many people out at the moment because, of course, it is very, very cold. And to be honest, the roads are also very treacherous at the moment. There is still a lot of ice on the road, and there is also a lot of snow around. Mr. Steve and myself went outside last night. We went out in the car just to see if it was safe to drive, and we discovered that it's actually not too bad. So I decided to walk into town today, and I thought I would give you a little treat. I would give you a live stream right from the centre of the place in which I live. This is Much Wenlock. The building that I'm standing in front of now is the Corn Exchange, and this is where a lot of the market traders used to come and do their business. These days it is the local library, believe it or not. So nowadays this building is used as the local library. So if you look inside, you can see some windows, and that is the local library here in Much Wenlock. Looking up now towards the high street, and a lot of people ask, Mr. Duncan, where do you go for your lunch on Saturday? So I'm going to show you the place where I normally have my lunch every single Saturday. So here it is. This is where I always have my lunch every Saturday. This is the Copper Kettle. The Copper Kettle. The name of this place is the Copper Kettle, and this is where I have my Saturday lunch every single week. And there it is. And this is owned by a lovely couple called Leslie and Clive, and they're so nice. So there it is, the Copper Kettle. That is the place where I have my Saturday lunch. I'm just being very careful here not to block the footpath because lots of people are trying to get past. Fortunately today there isn't much traffic, so I can actually stand very safely in the middle of the road without getting run over. Isn't that nice? So there it is, the view looking up the high street. In the distance you can see a black and white building. That used to be the bank, the local bank, but sadly it's now closed down, so the bank no longer operates, unfortunately. And lots of people are walking around struggling today because it's still very, very slippery. Here's a lady now coming along. I will move out the way so she can get by. That's all right, no problem. Mind how you go. If you look at the building there with the red sign, that is the local butcher's. That is the local butcher's shop. A. Ryan and Son. And that is a very popular butcher's. In fact, during the weekend, there is normally a very long queue outside the butcher's going all the way up the high street. So this particular shop is very popular. Lots of people like to wait and they queue up to buy their meat and their poultry every single week. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this particular butcher shop has won lots of awards as well. It is a very famous shop in this area. And the area I'm in at the moment is called Shropshire. It is a beautiful place. I always call Shropshire a hidden treasure because not many people know where Shropshire is. Whenever I say I live in Shropshire, they say, "Where's Shropshire?" I don't know where Shropshire is. Well, I'm going to tell you now. Shropshire is not very far away from Wales. In fact, it's right next to Wales, and we're very lucky because we can go to Wales in just a few minutes. In fact, from my house, you can actually see the Welsh hills from my house. Oh, and look, there is Mr. Wa Lai, and that is where I get my Chinese meals from every Thursday. So there is the local Chinese restaurant. Look at that, Mr. Wa Lai, Mr. Wa Lai. Ni hao, Wa Lai. That means hello in Chinese. I do know a little Chinese because I used to live there. I used to live in China. Now looking at the high street again, more and more people are coming out now. Lots of people are feeling very brave today. They are braving the elements. That expression means that they are facing the bad weather. They are braving the elements. So when we talk about the elements, quite often it means the weather conditions. Oh, look. Here's another shop now. This is a lovely place. I have bought quite a few things from here. Quite a few things. This is 2020 Gallery, and this is where I sometimes go to buy my pictures, paintings. They have lots of very interesting things for sale. Lots of art. Would you like to have a look in the window? Okay, let's have a look in the window. Look at that. Some very beautiful things on sale here. Some little, I think these are hares. In fact, for those who are regular viewers, you might recognize the hare that you see in my house sometimes. And this is the shop where I bought it from. Look at that. A beautiful shop full of lots of lovely art. There we go, just so you can see inside. Oh, and I think you might just be able to see me as well. There I am. Can you see my reflection in the window? Okay, I'm going to move off the footpath because lots of people want to come past and I don't want to get in the way. They might push me over, you see. You know, these Much Wenlock people, they can get very violent sometimes. So there is the pub again, the place I never go to because I don't drink. Here comes a car now. I must get out of the way or else it will probably run over me. So I'm getting on the footpath. Here is another car coming past. This is a big car. Look at the size of this car. It's huge. Now that's the sort of car you should be driving on a day like this. A big car. And I think that particular car has four-wheel drive. So it means it is very, very powerful. And quite often, four-wheel drive cars can drive in any condition, any. Fortunately, the car didn't run over me, you'll be pleased to hear, although I've had a few near misses today. I nearly got run over earlier. So now we are going back down towards the square. I apologise if the camera is shaking, but I am trying not to slip over. I'm trying not to fall over on the ice. So just in case you've joined me, I'm not sure what time it is exactly. I think it's about 11:50 now. And this is a live stream from Much Wenlock in Shropshire. And of course it's Mr. Duncan, live from England. Just in case you are wondering why I'm doing this, well, quite often I appear live on YouTube on Sunday, and I teach English as a second language. So that's why I'm here now, talking to you. But you can catch me every Sunday on YouTube from 2 o'clock UK time, 2 p.m, every single Sunday. So we are now back in the main square, and people are very busy at the moment. They are clearing away the snow. There are lots of lovely shops here, including some gift shops as well. Here is a very lovely shop. Again, this is a shop that I come to quite often. Can you see it? This particular shop is called Penny Farthing. That is the name of the shop. And look at that, a beautiful gift shop. And if you watch my Sunday lessons, you will often see lots of letters on the floor. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You know the rest. And this is the shop where I bought those letters from. So all of those letters that you see in my studio on the floor and behind me, they were actually bought from this shop. This is where I bought them from. And there is the local baker's shop over there, Catherine's Bakery. And that is where I get my bread from every single week. So another view now of the square, a different angle. I hope you are enjoying this. For those who have just joined me, it's Mr. Duncan live on YouTube, and it's Tuesday morning. I think it's coming up to midday now. It's nearly 12 o'clock, lunchtime here in the UK. In fact, we might hear the bells of the local church at 12 o'clock, hopefully. I'm not sure if we will. I'm now going to try and walk back down without breaking my neck. It's Mr. Duncan live in Much Wenlock. This is the place where I live. This is the place where I do my daily things. And this is the area where I get my shopping from and all of my things. And there is the clock again. A lot of people are very fascinated by this clock. You can see that this clock was erected in 1897. So this clock has been here for a very long time. And there it is. There is the time. You can see it is just coming up to midday here in the UK. And I am now live on YouTube. I've been on here for 24 minutes. And I am absolutely freezing cold. It is so cold here. And there, over there in the distance, can you see the Christmas tree? Although at the moment it is covered with snow. But that is the local Christmas tree in Much Wenlock. And let's have another look at the clock, because lots of people like to look at the clock. It's a very useful thing to have around. So I'm hoping in a moment we will hear the church bells ringing at 12 o'clock. So I'm going to make my way towards the church now, and hopefully we will hear the church bells ring at 12 o'clock. I hope they do anyway. Another local shop window. Look at that, a beautiful Christmas tree in the shop window. Isn't that isn't that lovely? Oh, so festive. Isn't that lovely? What a lovely shop window. And look, there's Santa Claus. Can you see Father Christmas? I wonder what Father Christmas is going to buy me this year. I hope it's something nice. So let's go towards the church, and hopefully we will catch the 12 o'clock chimes. Oh, here's another interesting thing. This is the local farmers market. So this is where vegetables, fruit, and lots of other things are sold. So this is the farmers market in Much Wenlock. And this is where I come every week to buy my vegetables and my fruit. Oh, there's some lovely flowers there as well for sale. Isn't that lovely? So let's walk along slowly. I have to be very careful because there is still lots of snow on the ground. Can you see? There is still quite a lot of snow on the ground. And there is the view looking back towards the square. Look at that. It's very scenic. So, as we walk towards the church, there is the local antique shop. Lots of old things for sale in there. Lots of antiques. Lots of old things for sale. And here it is. This is the old church. I'm trying to get into the road without falling over. So this is the church. Hopefully in a moment we will hear the bells ringing at 12 o'clock. If they don't, I think I'm going to cry because I've just walked all this way. Come on, church bell. If you don't ring, I'm going to get very upset. So it's just coming up to 12 o'clock now, and I am live in the centre of Much Wenlock. Right, I am now underneath the church. I'm going to stand across the road from the church, and hopefully at 12 o'clock we will hear the church bells ringing. I hope you can see that. My hands are shaking slightly because I'm absolutely freezing. It is so cold at the moment. There it is, the local church. I hope you can see it clearly. My hands are now completely numb. I can't feel my hands at all. So there is the local church. This is Trinity Church in the centre of Much Wenlock. It's a very old church. I think part of this church is actually joined, or was joined in the past, to the old abbey, which is just around the corner. Sadly, we won't be seeing the old abbey today because it's a little bit of a long walk around the corner. And to be honest, I don't want to fall over. Just over there, you can see the churchyard, and then we're looking back up towards the square. Just before the bells ring, let's have a look at this car here. Look at this car. It's completely covered with snow. Oh my goodness. That doesn't look very good, does it? I don't think anyone is going to drive away in that car today. We are about 1 minute away from 12 o'clock. Hopefully the bells will ring. If they don't, I'm going to be very disappointed. So if the bells don't ring, please don't shout at me. Oh, can you see me there? There I am in the reflection of the car. You might not be able to see. A lot of people asking, where are you, Mr. Duncan? We want to see you. Okay then. Hi everybody, here I am just in case you were wondering where I am here now in Much Wenlock. This is the place I live in. This is my hometown, and I'm now live on YouTube. You can see me now. Yes, Mr. Duncan, we can see you. We feel so happy because we can see your face suddenly. Yeah. Okay, we are coming up to 12 o'clock, and I'm right in front of the old church here in Much Wenlock. There it is. You can see it behind me, and it's just coming up to midday. So hopefully the church bells will ring. If they don't, please don't shout at me. So just in case the bells don't ring at 12 o'clock, please don't shout at me. We are now live, coming up to midday. Yeah! It's 12 o'clock, midday, and this is Mr. Duncan live in England, in Much Wenlock, Shropshire. I hope you enjoyed that. I think that was worth the walk. So now we will walk back up towards the square. I am getting very, very cold. I will be honest with you, I am actually freezing at the moment. We are now going to walk across the road and go into the churchyard. This might be a little bit depressing because this is where all the dead people are. So if you are feeling... Now, oh, it looks as if my battery is about to run out because of the cold weather. Okay, I'm going to leave it there because I think the battery is about to run down. I hope you've enjoyed this live stream. I'm going to go now because I think my battery is about to die. This is Mr. Duncan in Much Wenlock. I hope you've enjoyed this, saying thanks for watching. I will see you later. And of course, you know what's coming next. Ta-ta for now. I hope you have enjoyed this tour of the place in which I live. And of course, I hope you have enjoyed the scenery as well. Catch you later, and once more, ta-ta for now.